And this is the hate culture, bro. Sorry to admit it. This is the hatingest culture I ever seen, bro. But bruh, you gotta separate yourself. And I didn't see no separation. I don't see a lot of separation nowhere in the game today. You feel me? Everybody catching up, bruh. But what I didn't like and what I felt was hurtful to me is that I saw so many people that looked like Devin Haney raining on this young man's parade, bruh. Nobody won't help nobody. Nobody won't, you feel me, work with nobody. It's a shame. And that's why we falling behind in the game, bruh. Boxing won't even help itself.
I like the young fella. He's feeling himself.
Because, you know, they won't even help themselves when you talk about elevating the sport, bro.
Where does Devin Haney rank amongst all the fighters you faced in the pros? You know, Linares, Gary Russell, Teofimo. Where does Devin stack up?
You know what? I want to see the fight Ortiz with Haney. It will be very interesting. But if you're talking about Linares, if you're talking about Lopez, for me, they are better than Haney.
You know, going back, what are you seeing that the public is missing or not seeing? Because being there in the arena, I get the sense that the public that was watching the fight felt that Lomachenko won, and a lot of people online saying that Lomachenko won.
Okay, there's a 90% Lomo crowd. I mean, that was obvious. You know what I mean? It was a 90% Lomo crowd, of course. But when you're the viewing public from home, it's impossible to see the fight clearly when you can't hear it right. When you can't hear and really have a explanation and a description of what's really taking place while it's taking place, it gives you mixed signals, because you can't call a fight from one fighter's perspective. You just can't do that. And bruh, there was a lot of programming night of the fight. And I'm not calling nobody, there's a lot of programming. I heard more Lomo than I heard the whole week in the build-up. It was just to the point where it was so obvious. You know, you didn't even hardly hear Devin Haney name from his perspective of what he was doing and how he was defending, how he was, you know, fighting off Lomo every time he came in. He got hit with counters. Somebody got to show some separation. You got to take this man title. You got to take this man title. You can't give you no world. We can't give you the undisputed title on that performance, sir. I'm sorry. There's not enough domination. There was no knockdown. There was, you know, it was rounds won and there was rounds lost. And when you add those rounds up, it favored Haney. Why are some people expected to do more than others? I was one of those fighters. I couldn't win a close decision. If I could win a close decision like Devin Haney, I would have one loss on my record right now today.
This fight.
Another thing, Marco, we can go back into the history of the game and we can dissect some of these horrible decisions. And when you look at those decisions, who's usually on the end of the bad stick? Who's usually on the end of it? Pernell Whitaker? Who's usually on the end of it? Marvin Hagler? Marvin Hagler?
Stanford has defeated Oklahoma in college football 31. Fight stop. It's over that quickly. The middleweight champion of the world is Marvin Hagler. That quickly. He fought his fight when Minch had tried to mix it up. He had no chance at all.
2 weeks ago, we saw the stoppage with Rolly and Barroso.
The stoppage was horrible. The stoppage was horrible, bro, because
Yeah.
it just didn't make no sense. You had a guy behind on the scorecards. You had a guy losing the fight, it looked like. Could have been in question. So you take this man's dream like that. That should have been something. It should have been an outcry for that. That fight should have been mandated a rematch because we saw who was winning. Just like that. They change history. Just like that. But when it's fitting, they want to make an uproar about it. You feel me? When it's fitting. Now, I don't agree with everything boxing. These people always want to put the race card out there because that's all they got to go to. They're comfortable in that space. You see what I'm saying? Some zebras don't never change their stripes.
You were giving him this stare, and he was staring back at you. Was he frightening you, or were you frightening him? Or was neither of you frightening the other?
Well, I don't think neither of us is frightened, but I'm psyching him, so he lets me know he's not scared. But I don't see him or see me. I see people like you watching, but mainly in America. And they were looking and building it up to be a race war. I said, you don't stand a chance. I'm gonna run you out of the ring. And people in Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia, whoop that! He talks too damn much! Hey, let's go see this fight!
So how can you see a fight in a clear optic when you're not doing it subjectively anyway? So I'm saying, like, bro, look, you got to have the right type of heart to sit around that ring and be a judge. You got to have the right heart to sit around that ring and be a commentator because you know your words can be misleading and leading. So my thing is just call it straight. I never had a problem doing that, ever. You know what I mean? And that's the difference, bro. If I commentated my son fight, I'm going to call it straight down the middle. You feel me? If he getting his ass beat, I'm going to commentate that too. You feel me? I ain't got no skin in it, bro. You feel me? What I'm saying? I just want the people to see it clearly.